All right, guys, let's do this. How's everybody doing this morning? It's now April the 17th. It's about 5 in the morning, and we're going to talk about Cardano ADA because it was heavily requested and it was recently added to a new Chinese exchange, which ended up adding, of course, a lot more liquidity into the market. So it's good that we take a look at these popular coins, and I've got no problem taking a look at top 10 coin market cap coins in general because anything below the top 10, I usually end up pumping it by accident, and that's not something I want to do. So it's about 5 in the morning right now, and my sleeping schedule is a little bit messed up. But then again, it always regulates, like literally, it regulates for about a month maybe at most, and then I end up just screwing it up again because I wake up according to alerts and alarms from TradingView and on my phone. So if there's a good trading opportunity, I'll kind of wake up at all hours, and I don't work like 9 to 5 like how normal people work in the stock market, because they actually have a closing hour. Cryptocurrency, as you guys know, is 24/7. So as much as I try to regulate my schedule, I do see trading as a very addictive video game. And because I see it as a very addictive video game, I simply can't help but just wake up at all different times of the day, right? So depending on when the alerts and the alarms go off, I'll gladly wake up and I'll start trading. So let's take a look at Cardano right now. Let's go to coin market cap first of all. Let me just have a sip of my water that's empty. Do I have any more water here? No, I don't. Do I have any more water in this one? I better have more water. Nope, I don't have any more water. Okay, I'm gonna grab it at the end of this video. That's okay, I don't mind waiting, guys. I was just trying to close the cap here, and I realized there's a cap on it already. Yeah, I'm so silly. So anyways, we're gonna try to keep this video fairly short. Cardano is doing fairly good. Can't complain about Cardano. Not that I even trade it, but let's take a look at it. As you guys can see recently, the 24-hour volume has certainly spiked, guys. It has. Whew, has it ever spiked in the past 24 hours? Now we need to go over this very quickly and talk about what to expect next because I certainly do see a correction coming up. Every time there's massive pump, guys, and I'm one of the people that actually calls out like that there's going to be a correction. I usually end up getting called like a fudder or some market manipulator. Like Verge, for example, if you guys saw, it was at about 11,000 like hold on, it was at 1150 Satoshi there, and I called for a correction to 765, and it actually reached like 7, or sorry, not 765, at 965, and it got to 975. So I was actually off by 10 Satoshi, which I'm sorry for, guys. But when I was actually making that call there, people were just wondering like, is he for real? We're at like 12,000 Satoshi. Is it really going to drop back down to 1,000 Satoshi? Well, I'm not here to try to manipulate the market in any way. I'm simply just here to like give you guys TA, right? Based on what I see. And I don't really trade on Binance. The last time I held a coin on there was Verge, and yeah, that was kind of it. And I don't really hold anything on Binance anymore, so it's kind of just technical analysis for you guys to evaluate. So it was recently added to a new Chinese exchange, which gained a lot of 24-hour volume. You guys have to make note of this volume for Cardano, okay? Either something major happened, like something super major happened in the fundamental world, or simply, that new exchange was a large reason why the market ended up moving it quite a bit. So it's at $779,000 right now. So we have to understand that there's a lot of people that are buying right now, okay? Lots of people that are buying. We try to look for another day where there was actually this type of volume, and I don't think we'll see it for a long time. It might even be the historical record for the 24-hour volume. Like we're going, oh no, it's not actually. On February 6th, during the downtrend, that was the very final day that Bitcoin reached the $6,000 mark there. It did over $1.3 billion. So we're pretty much trending right along where it normally was in early January. So that's a pretty historical number for this particular year, we can say thus far, especially for this month. So the market is certainly interested in it right now. Okay, we have to remember that Cardano, there's going to be a lot more supply that's going to be added to the market later. I'm not sure if it's proof of work or even proof of stake. I'm not really sure how the supply is going to be added into the market, but there's still about five. How many percent is that? Like 1/6, so about 15% of the total supply is still yet to be released right now. Just Bitcoin in general actually ended up doing a small mini pump. It ended up going from about the 8,000 to 8,100, 8,150 range. So in the past 2-3 hours, we gained about $6 billion in the market cap. So what we see here so far is simple, guys. We're seeing a very bearish pattern that's happening already, okay? Super bearish pattern. I'm not sure how else to say this to you guys, but if I actually were to count, just simple, I'm gonna count my Elliot waves here. I see 5 waves, guys. I'm just sorry to tell you that, but I don't know how else I can possibly say it. I see here as waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the RSI right now, okay? I see 5 waves as well right here. If we take a look at it, I wish there was better news to give you guys, but when you count 5 waves, you count 5 waves. So Elliott wave goes something like this. There's 5 waves going upwards like that, okay? And then what you do is you take your Fibonacci retracement. When you're taking your Fibonacci retracement for wave 2, you only take it for wave 1. Just to be very clear so you guys don't get mixed up, all right? When you take your Fibonacci retracement for wave 4, you only take it for wave 3. But when you actually take your Fibonacci retracement for wave 5, you take it of the entire structure. Because if you look very closely right here, if this is 5 waves going up like that, okay, if there's 5 waves like that, in 5 small subwaves inside of the first impulse wave going up, how is that actually any different than 5 waves like that, right? Not really much of a difference at all. So we have to understand that what goes up very fast will eventually move down as well. Now, I'm going to explain to you guys how easy it would have been to play this just looking at it. So what I specialize in is basically playing breakouts, right? I not specialize, but it's what I focused on for a really long time, okay? I focused on it for a very long time, and it allowed me to, I guess, kill it in the market because I specialize in it by making it a very large priority to learn and develop my skills there, right? So then I'm going to show you guys how you guys easily could have played this as well to make sure that you guys kill it in the market. But before we do that, I just want to explain to you guys some basics first of all with when it comes to Elliott waves and projections as well. So when we have our first wave going up like that, okay, we get a correction going down. A lot of people will actually miss this entire wave. Now, myself, I'll miss it as well. But what I will do is I will do this. I will make note of a possible breakout area of this resistance on a horizontal level, okay? Now, once you do that, when this actually ends up breaking upwards like that, okay, I gotta get some water. I'm just gonna pause the video and I'll be right back in a moment. All right, cheers, guys. Sorry about that. I'm always embarrassed to drink water in front of you guys, even though it's like the most normal thing. But it's like I don't want to drink in front of you guys. Still embarrassing sometimes. So, well, we have to remember I got such a dry throat from probably too much beer on the weekend there for my Laos New Year's that I was celebrating with my family and friends. So yeah. So what I look for is a breakout. Okay. As soon as this breaks out, I will do one of two things. I'll target the 100 extension level. 100 extension level simply means this right here, okay? It simply means that you're taking your Fibonacci extension tool from right here. So right there is where you begin it. And then you take your point 2 right there, and then you go down here to point 3, right? So you go from the low to the high to the correction target. And then when it breaks out, it actually gives you a fairly decent projection. So then if you actually target, you can target 1 to 1, which is right here. which is a 100 extension, or 161.8 extension. Now, these extensions are all based on Fibonacci ratios that they form. Now, the reason why we target at least a one-to-one is this. We target that simply because we follow the Elliot wave rule, where wave 3 is often the longest and it's actually never the shortest. So because there's a lot more to it than that, but you got to think of it like this, okay, where shorts are actually closed, right? The people that are trying to short the market, and when it gets to a breakout point over here, it adds a lot of strength into the market. So it drives it up as well. So that's one of the small factors why wave 3 is often the longest and never the shortest. So wave 3, a lot of people end up, I gotta take out this magnet mode. Where is it here? It's kind of annoying sometimes. Actually, it's not even on. Weird. It's still snapping in a really weird way. Anyways, so we would target right here, but normally people end up targeting about the 161.8 extension level, okay? They'll target right there, and they will target like possibly right here as well. So those are very viable targets in my personal opinion. Now, wave 3, we're just going to generally assume that it can get to the 161.8 region, okay? And then we get a wave 4 correction, and then we get a wave 5 correction somewhere. And what we also say very firmly is that based on Elliott wave, right here, wave 1 was a resistance right here. So when wave 4 comes down, this wave 1 territory should and could act as a very, very strong support level, since all supports now act as a resistance and all resistance now act as a support. So just to get some of the basic theory out of the way first, now we're going to go to this chart right here. Now, if we actually end up calling this wave 1 right here, and then we call this wave 2, well, that would simply be wave 3. And then wave 4 territory is somewhere very arbitrary for now, okay? And we're going to get to that. So wave 4 territory could simply be in a monstrous region right there. But what we do know, guys, I apologize, my throat's still very sore here. But what we do know is that it will no more. It will not fall to this territory by more than a wick, okay? Because in a highly leveraged market, we will allow the wave 4 and the wave 1 overlap by just simply a wick. And that's about it, okay, guys? That's it. So the reason why, once again, is because this was formerly a resistance, which will now act as a hard support. And what we also say is that the wave 4 territory has a habit of falling somewhere to the wave 4 territory of subwave 3, which is right here, and also to the territory of wave 1. So now, if we actually break it down, break it down, guys, let's break it down. Okay, let's go to our Fibonacci extension. Do you guys remember the number? Say it out loud to yourselves if you guys remember the extension target that we normally go for wave 3. If you said 161.8, you nailed it. Guess what? It actually nailed it with flying colors, okay? It's easy. So easy to play that. So what you guys should have done, let me just have some more water here. What you guys should have done is simply just buy it on the breakout right here, where that yellow line is, okay? Buy it on the breakout. Not necessarily right there, because you want to be safe, right? You want to be very, very, very conservative and safe. You don't have to. It's really up to you guys how you decide to play. But if you were to buy in the breakout right there and you target it roughly up there, well, it would have hit your 168.1 extension there or 161.8 extension with ease, right? You would have entered yourself into a long position on the breakout there. You would have targeted about 161.8 roughly, and you would have set your stop loss for slightly below the wave 1 territory like that, getting yourself an amazing 7.6 risk to reward ratio right there. So that's one of the ways to play it. Now, if I actually go to simple, guys, like honestly, there's no other way to look at it right now except for this is basically creating a very bearish kind of candle. I know that we still have 12 hours to go, but unfortunately, it's just looking bearish to me, guys. And keep in mind that I specialize in bear markets. It's where I make, it's honestly in a bear market, as you guys know, it's where I make 80% of my money, right? I short 80% of the time. So when I see bearish signs, I gotta call it out, guys. I'm sorry. So we take this one here. We basically target, remember, 161.8 extension. But this one didn't actually quite hit it yet, right? But you know what? If this one barely hit it over here, right? In that range, we would have also said, okay, well, the next wave will also hit roughly and slightly less than 261.8. And surely enough, it actually did. So this was kind of textbook example of how to play this particular breakout. Now this is just not in hindsight, guys. Like this is legit. Like how you guys should be, watching this all the time, and exactly how you should be playing. So if I actually count my waves in here, do I count 5 waves? Yeah, I count 5 waves everywhere. It's like I count five, 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, and I see 5 like going in there so easily right now, okay? So then, all of this, I'm not sure what this structure is. I'm too lazy to count all of it, to be quite honest, right? But I'm sure that this is most likely like 1, 2. This is probably 3. Actually, yeah, that's got to be a wave. We're just going to keep it very, very simple, okay? We're going to keep it simple and basically just say something like this is wave 1 right here, okay? That's wave 2. That's most likely wave 3, just around this region, okay? That's 4, and that's 5. How can we not count 5? The most important one, okay, it doesn't even matter like the ones before. It's the last one that really matters a lot to me. If you guys look at it very closely and in depth right here, you guys count 5 waves inside of it already. No other way to look at it really, right? I mean, let's go to even a more macro or micro time frame. Okay, we're gonna take a look at it right here, where this one is making like a channel or an ending diagonal like that on the 5th one. So I can kind of see 5 waves already. Let's hope that I'm wrong. Okay, let's hope that I'm wrong. But yeah, like, do you guys see something kind of like that? Where we see, oh, I completely drew it off. I'm sorry. Let me just fix that a little bit there for you. There we go. So that is pretty much the 5 waves, right? But the more important thing to make note of is that we see the 5 waves in here as well, right? Which is pretty evident in my opinion. So let's see if this run is going to continue. We might get another small wave up. Don't get me wrong, right? I'm just giving you guys my opinion. It's not a coin that I focus on heavily whatsoever. So I'm kind of rushing through it, to be quite honest, okay? Rushing through it just a little bit. I see correction coming soon. Like I see the daily as pretty high, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's pretty high right now, okay? Definitely. It's parabolically moving. Don't get me wrong. Like it's looking great overall. But you guys got to remember how overbought it recently was already, right? It was incredibly overbought already. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to just drop. It usually doesn't do that. Charts go up and they go down. This might end up going up a little bit more to 3250 or so, but overall, it's going to eventually meet a correction target, and we can see it leveling off here with triple peak already, which is very indicative with this really strong drop here that yeah, it was just coming down hard. So what we see is it's most likely going to reach some sort of support level right here, okay? And let's see if it's actually going to break down. But what we see on the daily chart, guys, is we're seeing a bearish spinning top, right? Or almost a shooting star type of candle. On the 4-hour chart, we are actually seeing a huge bearish engulfing channel, or sorry, bearish engulfing candle already, with a massive rejection to the upside by about 200 Satoshi there. On the 3-hour chart, we also see this massive bearish engulfing candle with huge wick there that's just rejecting it to the upside. On the 2-hour chart, we're seeing it also just leveling off here. It just simply couldn't get any higher RSIs, right? It was actually bearishly diverging as well. So, and we also got a shooting star as well. Shooting stars are, yeah, they're nasty candles. Here, this one got an indecision doji candle, and then here we're getting kind of like a shooting star again. Yeah, so we're bouncing, like we're testing right now this particular EMA, the 21 EMA on the 1 hour chart. But how long can it test for before it actually corrects? So I'm not going to really make any charts for this. I'm just going to keep it strictly for video. But in my opinion, like I honestly just have to think that there's going to be a correction target, right? I mean, the correction target's pretty grand, it's pretty wide, but how can we not believe that it's not anywhere between like around this range there, right? It's a pretty grand target, unfortunately, but yeah, you know what? I will make a chart. I believe that the target range could be anywhere between, 20, 24, 25, 24, 24 to, this particular range over here to 2800, we'll say. It's pretty grand and it's pretty wide. That's why I recommend for people to actually dollar cost average, right? If they are actually thinking of going long, you guys got to make sure that you get into the habit of not buying into one specific position only, and you actually dollar cost average and you ladder your buys, which is the better way to play, just to make sure you minimize some of your risk there and you can actually control your positions and manage them a little bit better. So it's so hard to think that we're going to end up going upwards, guys, is based on how everything is looking right now and how ugly it is. I mean, on the 1 hour chart here, we're getting a crossover already. Like, don't get me wrong, okay, guys. Like, please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's gonna drop, just drop like a rock to there. You guys gotta understand, like the people when I was calling out for Verge, right? I'm like, yeah, it's gonna get there eventually to my 974, whatever, 965 target. And it went up. It was like at 1200 Satoshi, right? And then it was like around, I think, 1000 Satoshi, as it dropped to there, and it went back up to 1150, and people were like, whoa, I sold all of my Verge because of you, but it went up to 1150. I'm like, whoa, chill there. Everybody needs to calm down, and we got to realize that charts go up and the charts go down, right? It's just how the market moves. Nothing will just straight drop or just straight go up. What goes really fast and it takes, if it's running, it needs to actually take a little bit of a rest as well, and and get some R&R over there. So yeah, I do believe it's going to come down eventually. I mean, the best case scenario, if it doesn't go down, like we might even get a chance to reach like 3,500 Satoshi, but there's not really that great of a chance for it to go up, in my opinion, compared to more likely for it to go down. So you guys just got to make sure that you keep in mind, like this is parabolically moving up. Don't get me wrong. Like, but you know what? Just based on 5 Elliott wave counts, I can't help but think that we are now very much so near the top already. So I do believe we're going to get a correction target on the very low end, which is not likely, in my opinion, to even see it, the 2400 range, but we are more likely to see a 2800 correction as well. Because the 2800 correction also coincides roughly with the 382 Fibonacci level, and that's a very, very, very bullish type of correction and retracement level to be at. So anyways, I just want to give you guys my quick thoughts on Cardano. Whenever it gets bright and dark, it's because I'm minimizing my video recorder and actually going to like a website that's white on the background there. Okay, so I hope you guys appreciate these other types of TAs that I'm doing as well. Good luck trading Cardano if you are actually holding it. I'd really appreciate it if you guys found the time to always head to my posts on Steemit there, where I'll have the charts and the videos posted as well. And you guys can just quickly scroll to the bottom here and click the upvote button. Just create a quick Steemit account there. It might take a week or two to get approved for it, but all the funds, it actually gets donated to my dog's alcohol fund. As you guys know, my dog Luna, she's a little 6-pound Pomeranian Yorkie. She loves to drink tequila and vodka, so I would really appreciate it if you guys sustained her very bad habit, because I definitely will never ever pay out of my own pocket to buy her alcohol. You guys are welcome to contribute to Luna's alcohol fund as well. Okay, it's not good for dad to buy my dog, because I'm her dad, to buy my dog alcohol. So I count on you guys. It's just much more socially acceptable for other people to keep your dog or your kids drunk, rather. It's not good for a parent to support your dog's alcohol habit. So I count on you guys to sometimes donate to the cryptocurrency piggy bank, where I can keep my dog happy. You know what to say, happy dog, Happy dog, happy dad. It's just how it is. So other than that, guys, have yourselves a fantastic day. This will probably be my last video for the morning, and I'm probably gonna get some shut-eye till about noon or something. I really don't sleep that much. I don't like to sleep, put it that way. I'm very against sleeping. I'll sleep when I'm dead. That's the truth. Okay, I'll sleep about only 5 to 6 hours a day. I find that time is money, and also I kind of run on low fumes all the time, so I've been used to it my whole life. I was a student for 7 years. I mean, students don't rest in mathematics and engineering, so I'm used to getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and I'd rather be very much more so productive with my time as well. So other than that, guys, have yourselves a fantastic day. Thank you very much for all the love and the support that you guys have given me. Please make sure that you guys understand that we might get another high to 3,500 range at most, but I believe that a pretty good correction is coming. It's kind of overdue right now. How low it goes down, no idea, but I think 2,800 minimum will probably be a target that it's going to hit first. And we'll see how bullish the market is, or just the general sentiment for Cardano. And if it's not that bullish anymore because the volume will slowly trend off, did we actually catch the top just now? If so, 2,800 could be a very reasonable range for it to get to on the higher end. On the lower end, perhaps 2450 around there as well, which could get to the golden pocket range. And then perhaps the actually, I should probably get there so you guys can see, okay? So 2,800 range right there, that's a 382. And then, of course, the golden pocket range would simply just be right over here on the lower end, around the 2450 range as well. So let's see how this plays out over the next few days. Every time I do a technical analysis on a coin that I don't really follow too much, like for example, Verge, I didn't really follow too much because I'm not a day trader. And also Cardano, I'm always excited to see the outcome because there's nothing better than actually tweeting saying I was right about it when people doubt me. Believe it or not, it's kind of an ego thing as well, right? It takes a certain type of personality trait to be aggressive in this game rather, or to just to do well in it in general, right? So we'll see how this goes. Another thing I forgot to mention really quickly was, let's just take a look at some trend line supports. Like, did we even catch any of this? Not really. Like, there's nothing really here that can work out like that, but we'll see, we'll see how this goes. I mean, 2,800, like 2,900 would be like the, super bullish. I just want to be very clear, okay, that 2,900 would be like literally one of the most bullish retracements that I've seen in a while, but I'm really banking on the 2,800 range. But please make sure you guys understand that this is just an opinion, okay? This is just an opinion. What you guys decide to do with your positions is entirely up to you guys. I'm just doing this based on a request, okay? I'm not paid by anyone. I'm not paid to be right. I'm not paid to be wrong. I'm just here to give you guys my opinion that's free to the public because it was heavily requested. So guys, if it actually goes wrong in any way, make sure you guys understand, if you would like to be a successful trader in general, is that you guys are always ultimately responsible for your own success and your own failure. So other than that, guys, thank you very much for the love and the support and for respecting the work that I do. Have yourselves a great night, and thank you once again. Bye now. See you.